Hey guys, I'm Steel Velvet. Thanks for tuning into my channel. I know I don't have very many followers, but the ones that I do, and actually take the time to watch my video, I really appreciate it. If you could give that video a thumbs up down there. If you could share it, if you know somebody that might benefit from this topic today. And that topic is the top 5 pros and cons of PC gaming. I know a lot of you guys are console gamers, and they want to know if you want to get into PC gaming. What are the top 5 things to look forward to, and the top 5 things not to look forward to when owning a PC. So that's what today's video is going to be about. So let's start with number one for the pros. We're going to go with graphics. Obviously, anybody that gets a PC is they want to buy it not to play it on medium or low settings. They want to play it on high settings. They want the graphics, and that is one of the biggest draws of PC gaming is the graphics. And that's why people get into it. Really, is the high fidelity. They have the 4K TVs now, so people really want to push their fidelities of the TV. So you got 4K, and you can. It's kind of unoptimized right now for 4K, but I think eventually things will get better for 4K. It really costs a lot of money to run 4K stuff now, which is understandable. It's pretty much new technology and stuff. So, but anyway, let's move on to number two: the customization of PCs. You could do whatever you want to a PC. You can change the case. You can put a new processor. If you don't like something, you could change it. And that's one thing I love about PC gaming. I've been PC gaming for about a year now, and that's one of my top things is customizing everything. If I don't like something, I could just always change it. Or, if you want your case to match your other consoles, you can change out a case and make it all match. It's great, which is good. I think that's one of the things that people look forward to having a PC. Is like, wow, I really want to do this and make it look this way, or I like that color, this color, that color. Oh man, that case looks good. Things like that. So um, that's one of the biggest parts about PC gaming. Number three is the gaming library. As many of you know, the gaming PC gaming just has so much, more games than so many more games than the consoles, which is good. They're far cheaper. If anybody knows Steam, you can get games for really dirt cheap. And there's a lot of free to play games too on PC, a lot more than console. I know console's starting to get into it, but as of right now, PC has the win there. The mods, you can mod all the games. Not really all the games, but most games you can mod. And a game like Skyrim, you can download new mods and new maps and stuff, which is, the community really gets involved in it, which is good. And they can also play the older games, the older games that might be on the older systems. But as far as for the PC, it just doesn't go out of date. As long as your computer's up and running, you can play the games from 10 years ago, which is a great thing. Um, Number four, keyboard and mouse. If you're a big first-person shooter fan like I am, the keyboard and mouse is the way to go. Ooh, nice tea bag there. Um, anyway, yeah, the keyboard and mouse is just so precise. As you can watch this video on this keyboard and mouse. I think we're using both wired. No, they're both wireless keyboard and mouse, and the latency is very low. Um, but just the precision. Oh man, the precision is so much better. I love it. I love it. I love it. Once you get used to it, anyway. Number five tip or number five pro is the free online. You don't have to pay to play. You pay your internet bill and that's it. You don't have to really do much of anything else. You just play the game. Unlike Xbox and PS4, they want you to pay for the gold services and the PSN network, PlayStation Plus. I guess which isn't a bad thing. I guess you do get free games with it, but for me, I'm not used to it. I do have an Xbox One, um, and usually I find the Xbox Live stuff for $35, $40, for a year, which isn't bad considering all the free games you get and stuff. So, and the servers are really good for Xbox, which is a big plus. But those were the top five. We'll go down, and we'll cover the cons now. Um, Number one, as far as a con is concerned, is expensive, the startup cost. In the long run, owning a PC is less because the games are so much cheaper. Especially if you're buying games like, they just keep coming out with new games and new games and new games. and also the free-to-play game. There's so much to play for free. Warface, Hawken, things like that. But anyway, yeah, it can be expensive overall. I mean, at the initial startup, and that's understandable. I mean, to build a good, decent PC, $500. I would say $500 or $600, depending on what you're getting and what you're doing with it. If you're just surfing the web and playing games, you can do that for pretty cheap. Keeping everything updated, the repairs, that stuff takes time and costs money if the repairs are that bad. So that's one of the biggest cons, the expensive part of PC gaming. Um, Number two is a high learning curve. Um, the keyboard and mouse really takes a long time to get used to, so you're going to get your butt kicked for a while. Now you can use controllers. There's certain games that you can play controller with. I guess would be like Titanfall, Call of Duty, things that have a little bit of aim assist to kind of balance it out with other keyboard members. But if you're playing a game like I'm playing here, Ghost Recon or Battlefield or something like that, they don't have the aim enhanced, so really you get your butt kicked in those kind of games. Which for me was the most irritating thing in the world, because I'm not half bad on a console, but when it comes to PC, it's just a higher learning curve. But as you see here, once you get it, it's like second nature to you, and it's great. Number three, con, is going to be unoptimized games. The games for the PC that are shared with the Xbox One and PS4, for some reason, it just is not optimized very well. Take Batman Arkham Knight, for example. I mean, it came out, NVIDIA was supposed to be helping all that stuff out, and it turned out to be just a bug fest. So I don't know what it is about console ports. They just don't give the PC guys the love. Not sure why. I mean, I guess it costs more money to do it that way. I don't know. But there are a lot of exclusives for PC that you get, a lot more exclusives than you think. And a lot of the free-to-play games are, set up on the PC first. And that's a great thing. Those are the games that you can play, games like Insurgency, and even like all the MMOs that are out there. World of Warcraft, that's PC only. League of Legends, PC only. So those games run great when they're built from the ground up for the PC. Number four is power consumption. I mean, it does use a lot more power than a console does. Now I'm not sure how much of a difference that will make in the long run. But it does cost a lot more for power anyway, that I've noticed. Moving on to number five would be the higher skill level. Now the skill level is pretty high. You're playing with more or less adults than you are kids. Now don't get me wrong, there are kids that do play on the PC, but that's not really that big of a deal. Most of them are pretty good at what they do, and as far as the gaming aspect of it, most of them are playing on their dad's computer anyway. That's what my kids do anyway. But once you get used to the keyboard and mouse, and it all becomes second nature to you, you don't do half bad. You'll get it. To stick with it. It does take a little bit of time. It took me about 2 or 3 weeks of non-stop playing with the keyboard and mouse to get competitive. But it is one of the drawbacks. I mean, when you get into these games, these guys are good, and they don't play around. So that's it. Those are the top five of each one. I mean, to me, I think PC gaming is my gaming console of choice over the Xbox. I mean, I do like the Xbox for the friends, and that's one of the good things about the Xbox. And I guess I'll do another video on the pros and cons of console gaming, just to kind of balance it out. To give you my point of view. I've been, I guess, PC gaming for a little over a year, and it's just been addicting. I mean, I love it. I love every bit of it. Even when the games don't run well, there's always something else to play, and finding friends can be kind of difficult sometimes too, because not everybody has a mic and whatever, just like the Xbox. But once you do get a core group of guys that play on the PC, it's actually pretty smooth, because they have a lot of knowledge that can help you out. Just in case something happens to your PC, they could help you out. But anyway, that's it for me, guys. If you watched this video all the way through, I appreciate it. If you have any questions about PC gaming, feel free to hit me up down below. I don't mind taking questions. I'll try my best to help you out. If you need, something, an opinion on a graphics card or something like that, hit me up. I've gotten pretty good at it over the years, over the year here that I've had it, and it's just been a pleasure to do that. But anyway, uh, Steel Velvet signing out here. I appreciate you guys. If you could, just leave a like down below, and if you guys like this, I'll make more videos like this. All right, guys, have a good one.